Hello everyone, this is the lovely Miss Dime and I wanted to address the Beyonce blackface controversy. A lovely young man made a video regarding the controversy and I saw it and I was very impressed with his comments. I'll probably put his screen name up in the info box as well. But I also saw the report on my Yahoo. It popped up, and I'm going to address this controversy from an artistic standpoint, probably the standpoint of the people who did the shoot, and then talk about how it could be interpreted as offensive, and then celebrityism and how much value we placed on it. First of all, from an artistic standpoint, if you're just a photographer and you weren't looking at it from the standpoint of it may be offensive to black people, it was a beautiful shoot. She had tribal paint on, or what appeared to be tribal paint on, blue tribal paint on her face, and she was dressed in African attire. And I, for one, think that it's important for us to see indigenous, or as close to indigenous looking cultural things represented within those who represent us in the entertainment realm. I like makeup, I like experimenting with different looks, I like fashion, and I thought that it was very pro-black and very Afrocentric and just a wonderful thing to see her dressed in African attire. It made me proud. And the lighting was done, her hair was beautiful. I mean, artistically, it was a beautiful shoot. Now, from the standpoint of those who were offended about her in blackface, I personally did not like that one picture because from what I understood, there were 3 pictures. And in one of the pictures, she was in blackface. Now, a lot of you may or may not be familiar with the history of blackface. In the 1800s, there was something called minstrel shows where blacks and whites would have blackface done, and where the features of African Americans would be overly exaggerated and there would be characters played, and I think they were men playing these characters. And there was one called the Yellow Wench, there was the Mammy, and there were some other characters in which black people were made fun of. And again, blacks and whites participated in that. And just, if you're culturally aware and socially conscious, in my opinion, no black person would have done a shoot in blackface. I don't think that there's anything wrong with wearing African attire and tribal paint, but just to do blackface, knowing that, or someone should have been intelligent enough, whoever her handlers are, or she should have Googled it, or her family, being that they grew up in a segregation era and they seem to be intelligent people, would have I just figured that somebody would have told her that she didn't know herself the history. But then again, some celebrities don't feel social responsibility towards the things that they do. They're like, hey, I'm getting my check, I'm getting paid, this is my shoot, this is exposure for me, I'm not political, I don't want to be involved in it. But as consumers, we have to look at the social ramifications of things. And I can't say that I would disagree with people who don't want to support somebody who would appear to, even if it wasn't her intention, to promote blackface, because it's derogatory. And what does that say to little black girls? What kind of message is she putting out there? But she may not have thought that deep into it, or her handlers, or the people who photographed her. So I guess it's just a matter of perception. But I personally think it's offensive, and just as an educated person, I just think she's a silly puppet. She looks pretty, she's a very talented lady, but she lacks a lot of common sense. This was not a common sense move, just for the whole blackface issue. That's the only part of the shoot I have a problem with, because there were other segments of the shoot, but that particular one is what I'm take issue with. Um, I used to be a very die-hard, like obsessed with music and obsessed with entertainers, and I took everything they did to heart, like it impacted me. But but I know that those people have no vested interest in me. The only thing they're interested in is my money. So, I mean, it really, I don't have her up on a pedestal as though I expect um, certain behavior from her, and then I'm so brokenhearted when I read something. But I am a little outraged as an African American, just knowing my history, what decision that she made. But if I were 13 or 14, I would probably be wondering why Beyonce was in blackface. And if someone older explained it to me in the context that I'm explaining it, I would probably be crushed. Where's the dignity in entertainment? Because it used to be black entertainers stood up for things that were socially unjust. For example, Ray Charles, when he was doing shows in Georgia, one time he refused to perform at segregated venues, and he was banned from performing in Georgia for a while. But then eventually they made Georgia on My Mind the state song. But I'm just wondering where the sense of integrity is within people. But I don't have these people put on a pedestal as though they're God or they're perfect individuals. She did make a wrong move, but I, for one, have I like her music, but I can't really say that she's a role model to me. But she may be a role model to other young girls, and that's who I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about me. I'm old enough to know the difference. But there are some people who are young and impressionable that don't. And this wasn't a smart move. I think she is a silly sex puppet, and she just needs to educate herself a little more and have a little bit more self-respect in the decisions that she chooses to make. And it just goes to show us that we can't rely on entertainers to provide the model and standards of behavior. We have to learn those standards from home and our own families in real life. The entertainment industry is trying to do nothing but garner our money. They don't care about what's relevant and what's important to us as a people, and we as consumers have to set that tone for that by either refusing to support or just or speaking out. And I don't think that you should call people haters because they simply want to tell the truth. I think that it's people who are just blind fans of somebody who can't speak honestly about it. I like Beyonce's music. I like some of the makeup looks that she has in her videos. As I said, I'm into makeup and some of her wardrobe choices. But I can also still speak honestly about the choice that she made. And like I said, I think it was a dumb move. Well, that's my opinion on that particular topic. If there's anything that you would like me to add to it, just send me an email at thelovelymissdime@gmail.com. I'll put that link up in the info box. Or you can feel free to make a video response to me or comment on the video. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.